Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Soul Illumination Year Ahead reading for the sign of Virgo. This is I Am Illuminated tarot reading for Soul Illumination. So hi, everyone, and welcome. Now, this reading is going to be a little different than my usual readings for the month, as this is going to actually be taking a look at the energy for the year ahead. So I'm going to be pulling some oracle cards first to get kind of an overarching theme, a main idea for the year, and then I'll be pulling tarot cards to really dive into what the year will look like, kind of starting from the beginning, moving into the middle, and going towards the end, and we'll pull some clarifiers to go a little deeper into that message. So right off the bat here, Virgo, we have Loyal Heart. I love this card with the number 35 that breaks down to the number 8 in numerology. The number 8 is about personal empowerment. It can be about physical abundance, and it can be about empowered leadership. But when we think of Loyal Heart, this is going to be a year that really focuses for you, I feel intuitively, on relationships specifically to the energy of love, meaning rediscovering and reconnecting on a much deeper level to what you love, not just necessarily about who you love. I have had my own journey of getting to that place of realization that love really starts from within first. And once we have that self-appreciation, once we kind of are able to get to that unconditional loving place about ourselves, we really then are able to apply that to everything in our life. We can apply that to our relationships. We can apply that to actually the experiences we want to have as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull the book that comes with this oracle deck. I'm going to read the excerpt that comes with this card before I pull a couple more. So let's see. Number 35, if I can find it here. Okay. Loyal Heart, essential meanings: fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. The oracle's message: evidence of loyalty will appear in your life. Others will prove they are faithful to you, and you will in turn commit fully to them. There is a sure and abiding certainty in your heart. Know that Spirit is always loyal to you. No matter the outer circumstances in your life, trust and have faith, for you are eternally loved, always divinely protected, and divinely directed. Beautiful. I love that there's a sense too, and it says, no matter the outer circumstances, trust and have faith. And there's that beautiful element of faith that allows us to love unconditionally, that we have faith that that love will be returned. The more we open our own hearts, the more, again, kind of that universal law of attraction or abundance is that the more we open ourselves up to an energy, the more we are ready to allow that energy to come back towards us. So this is definitely a heart-opening year for many of you, which is beautiful. And you'll really, I feel, get to see the loyalty and the support of others who are ready, or that you're ready to allow to come into your life, and vice versa, so that they're also kind of on the same page as you. Beautiful. Okay, now I'm going to pull another oracle card here to kind of get a secondary energy. And this is a new deck I've been working with. It's the Wild Elemental Oracle, and I have really been enjoying it. I'm learning it along with you here, so I will also be reading the excerpt that comes from this book, as I am not familiar with every card in this deck. So you have two here that came out. We have Bear with the number 2, and Peacock with the energy of 44. Beautiful numbers. Numerology, the number 2, is about connections, about working with others, it's about our relationship to ourself, and seeing that relationship kind of brought into how we work with others. Now, the number 44, I always love, because there's a sense of an angelic presence with that number for me, but it's also the number 4 twice, which the number 4 in numerology really speaks to building firm foundations and putting in the work to build that foundation. And when we have 2 of those, they come down to the number 8. So here's that number 8 mirrored again. They come to when we really have that that beautiful energy of we're ready and willing to put the work in. And oftentimes it can mean, when the number comes up like this, that there's another person in your life that's willing to put that work in as well. And when you come together, kind of work to work with the same goal, to lay that foundation, there's that sense of then truly personal empowerment, and also can call in a general level of physical abundance when there's that hard work ethic, a stable foundation, and two people coming together to work together towards a common goal. Now, the bear energy, I'm going to start with here. So the bear is associated with the element of earth, and it says introspection, healing, solitude, hibernation, spirit communication, death and rebirth, transformation, astral travel, creature of dreams, shamans and mystics, visionaries, defense and revenge, wisdom. Bear is telling you that it is time to go within and explore the reasons for your concern about the situation. Go deep into your heart and examine your journey and your path. Do you feel that this is the true path for you? Going within sometimes means withdrawing from our normal group of friends for a time. Do not feel guilty if you are led to do this. You can only give to the people you care about if you are filled first. So this is a beautiful reminder. And I do get the feeling for many of you that there could be this sense, either you're coming into the year with this, maybe you had been through a difficult year in 2023, or you're entering the year now, and there might be a time, and we'll see what the cards have to say about this, but it could be that you do need to take some time away to really gain your footing, and you may be able to see at that point that when you kind of come back as you are, or what you've discovered about yourself, you might realize that with that loyal heart card, those people who are still ready and waiting for you, or that you may be attracting new people who really represent that for you. And vice versa. You might realize just who you're loyal to as well, which is beautiful. Okay, so peacock. And I'm just going to say, there's something about this standing out to me where it says, go deep into your heart and examine your journey and your path. Do you feel that this is the true path for you? And this might be the question that comes through much of 2024. What is your true path? Is it true to who you are now? Are you being loyal to your heart if you continue down a certain path, or if you continue down a certain way? So kind of keep that in mind. All right, now number 44, or think about who you're being loyal to, and that might help you get through any times of doubt or questioning. Okay, so we have peacock, which is associated with the element of air, and it says all aspects of beauty, immortality, ability to see into the past, present, and future, dignity, self-confidence. Peacock hen struts into your life to let you know that nothing in this life is permanent. Our soul is the only immortal thing we possess. Stop taking things so seriously. Lighten up. Let go of preconceived notions on how this all has to turn out. Play, laugh, and let go. This is the best medicine we have. Have the confidence that what is yours is yours. What is not yours, no matter the manipulations or energy you put out trying to get or keep, ultimately will not last. Have the dignity and self-confidence to let what will be, be. And I love that. There's a sense of kind of just throwing your hands up and saying, you know what? I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to surround myself with people who love me. I'm going to love. And I know Virgo sometimes, depending on where you have Virgo in your chart, whether it's sun, rising, moon, or in some other aspect, there can be a sense of perfectionism and a sense of sometimes a hypercritical eye, not only towards others or your environment, but more towards yourself. And I think this is going to be that year where you finally get to kind of break through that self-criticism, or maybe even the critical eye just in your experience in total, to really get to that place of unconditional love and seeing those that unconditionally love you in return. But there is a sense of kind of lightening things up and doing what you love. There's a sense here really this year of choosing what your heart calls you to support. Okay, I'm going to pull one tarot card first here from my Rider-Waite deck to get kind of an overarching tarot perspective for the year, another theme, and then we'll dive into actually taking a look at the year. Okay, so let's see here, Virgo. What does Virgo need to know about 2024? Ooh, we have the Magician. I love that. Gemini energy. Fellow Mercury-ruled sign. But we have the Knight of Swords and the Magician. There's a sense here of speaking truth. With the Knight of Swords, this is communication. It's the sharing of your truth. It's also forward movement from sharing. And for some of you, which is interesting, with the Magician and the Knight of Swords, for some of you, you may be realizing that either there is magic in your words. This could literally be where, you're maybe getting more into mantras, you're getting more into meditation, positive affirmations, things along that line, where you get to really see the power of the spoken word and how it can change our own perspective, but also how it's how we choose to speak, both externally and internally. The truths we share with ourselves and with others, that really can manifest in our physical experience. And there's a sense of really getting to the realization of that, the magic. But for some of you, this could also be that you might be finding that there is a gift in public speaking or in the sharing of your truth. Meaning, for some of you, maybe if you have gone through a difficult time, or you have a unique circumstance or perspective, that in the sharing of that, you may actually unlock something about your own gifts, meaning that you might be someone who can be a leader for others, or that your story has an impact and could actually, with loyal heart and with peacock and bear, there could be a sense here for some of you of maybe finding a path that is to be seen and to lead others through your story. But I can also see this is just more about saying it's time to share your truth, to stand confidently, and to realize that there is magic in how you speak about yourself and how you share with others your own perspective. Okay, so now I'm going to pull some tarot cards here to really take a look at the flow of energy for the year ahead for you, Virgo. Now, if this was a personal reading, this could also be for some of you that there is another Mercury-ruled sign in your life. This could actually be a Gemini who is here to share something with you. So there could be that energy as well, that there may be a message that needs to be shared with a Gemini, or vice versa, and that could be really bringing about a change in your, a change through the energy of love. That's the only way I can put it. So let's see here. We have Four of Swords. Yeah, this is kind of mirroring the energy of the Bear card here. So many of you are starting this year off in a place of reflection, in a place of maybe feeling like you need to withdraw a little bit from the world. Sometimes this is our choice, and sometimes it's circumstantial choice, meaning that there could have been a circumstance in your experience. Maybe you had to work a bunch, and so you weren't able to socialize, or you weren't able to maybe go out and do stuff for the holidays, or maybe there was something that occurred in your life, that maybe you had to take care of a loved one or put your attention someplace else. And that might have brought you to a place where you're starting to reflect on wounds of the past, perhaps looking to see where you've healed, and to really find your truth that maybe has been buried under some painful stories of the past. Anytime we get a chance to kind of withdraw and have that time to reflect is always beneficial, because we generally see something that we normally might have rushed right past. And yes, very much so with the Two of Wands coming in, there is a emerging change in direction that many of you are starting to see. Ooh, with the Four of Wands. Yeah, there's a choice here. There's a choice around a foundation. For some of you, this could actually be looking at home and family with the Four of Wands, because the Four of Wands can represent a foundation built from passion that others can celebrate. Now, sometimes it can mean the foundation for a business that you're very passionate about, the foundation for it could even be your education, something you're highly, again, passionate and invested in. There could be a celebration as well. There's something here around making that decision to choose joy in your life, choose home and family, choose that celebration. For some of you, this could even be with loyal heart coming in, choosing to get married, choosing to choose someone in your life. And with the Magician and the Knight of Swords, this could very much be someone coming in and saying, will you marry me? Or vice versa. But obviously that'll be for just a very specific individual. Now we have the Five of Cups coming in kind of right here at the heart of your reading, which really represents mid-year. Now the Five of Cups it can speak to a couple different things. It can speak to disappointment from the past. It can be where we're mourning something, meaning that there's been a change in our experience. Usually it means a change in our experience around our support groups, people who are there for us. It can be, a failed relationship, something along those lines where we're really looking with regret and loss at something that was a very emotionally upsetting to us or disappointing. And for many of you, there's a sense, this could be where maybe you did, this could be a reflection on where maybe you did choose to focus on home and family, and there was something disappointing about that, and you're realizing that there is a fresh start coming in on the other side with the Ace of Pentacles. Now you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Cups. This is an incredible progression towards the end of the year. This to me can look like, for some of you, there is a choice here to be made between the Four of Wands or the Five of Cups. This is choosing home and family, play, celebration, or choosing to remain trapped in the emotions of the past that were hurtful. This could even be kind of being trapped in a sense of mourning, for some of you. And there's a decision to be made. It's almost like once you kind of face this sense of loss of support or something that did not work out in the past, something that, again, could be pain, mourning, regret, that there's a sense of coming in on the other side and realizing that happiness is just steps away. With the Ace of Pentacles, this is truly a gift in the physical from the divine for a fresh start. Nine of Cups is getting to make that heart's wish for the Ten of Cups, which is the ultimate heart's fulfillment in your life experience. It can often be called the happy family card. There definitely is home and family coming through here for many of you. And, sometimes I'm just seeing here, sometimes it can be hard to really leap into joy inside of our own home and family unit when we might actually have pain tied to that from how we grew up. Sometimes the Five of Cups can actually be the hurt of not having experienced that as a child. Or maybe this could be the pain of a past failed relationship. This could even be the pain of realizing, as for some of you, you could be going through kind of a difficult time with your spouse. Let's put it that way. Maybe there was a break for a while and you're realizing, I want to choose my marriage. I want to choose my home and family. And then there can almost be like a facing of what didn't work previously and getting a chance to start again. Now, there could also be, again, that it's just about facing anything that kind of is hurtful or is tied specifically to the pain of the past, whether this was how you grew up or whether this was maybe a past failed relationship or a failed shot at marriage. That could definitely be. And it's like by the end of the year, there's this wonderful opportunity to bring in abundance on a heart level. So when I said that this was like kind of the journey of love in the heart for you, Virgo, this year, that's definitely that for sure. which is beautiful. So let's dive in here. Now at the bottom of the deck, you have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a card of Libra. It's a card of where we are looking at what our story is. So when someone asks us to share about our life experiences, or someone asks, so what do you do? Who are you? The Queen of Swords is the individual within ourself that tells that story to others. She knows what you've gone through. She knows the things you've survived, the lessons you've learned. And she's really able to speak to that, to share that truth with others, the truth of her story. And she invites others to share theirs. But there can be a sense this year where you're really maybe reevaluating that story for yourself. Maybe you're actually using the lens of love to make certain peace with the past, or you're realizing that your story maybe needs more love in it, that there needs to be a broader sense. Sometimes we can look at our stories, because the Queen of Swords can also have a sharp tongue. She can be someone who, because she's been hurt, she can come across as an individual who maybe is a little jaded, meaning that she could, say, yeah, my heart's been hurt numerous times in love, so I will always be someone who can't love fully. Or I have always found that every time I try to have go down a career path, it never works out for me, something along those lines. And so she's always kind of sitting with this sense of a jaded perspective. And I think for many of you, there can be, again, in this year, really seeing the power of your words, the power of your own story, and how you share that, because that's really what manifests your life experience. It's what actually colors your own perception of your life. So really keep that in mind. There's a really, which makes sense for you, Virgo, because again, you are a Mercury ruled sign, and Mercury is all about communication, all about our thoughts, and how we can communicate our thoughts or interact with our thoughts, and kind of almost like it's how the universe communicates back to us, if that makes sense. It's a two-way street. And I get the feeling that you're going to really be engaging with that part of yourself this year. Okay, so for the Four of Swords, we have the Eight of Swords. And I had one that fell on the floor there, and the Seven of Wands. So for many of you, I think part of what you're reflecting on with the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands is where you've been defending a lack of action, where you've been defending a sense of, I can't see a way forward. I can't do that. There's no way this is going to happen. This can be where we sit there and defend, this could be where maybe for some of you, you haven't wanted to commit to marrying someone or to focusing on home and family. And it's like, because I just can't see how I can fit that into my life, or I just can't see how I'm ever going to find someone to love me, or I just can't see how I can choose my home and family when I have to be the breadwinner. It can be something along those lines as well. But there's a sense here of a defensive posture around remaining in a trapped state. And I think for many of you, you're taking a look at that and saying, am I really trapped? Or is it time? What's the truth in this? Is this because sometimes the Eight of Swords for me can really speak to our mental programming, where we kind of get into this. It's almost like when a computer program gets stuck and we have to reboot the computer. There's a sense of this where we just kind of keep hitting that same wall instead of realizing we can just, take 2 steps to the left and walk around it. And so there's a sense here of almost maybe taking a look at how your thoughts, almost like, again, reprogramming your own thought process. So 4 of Cups for the Two of Wands. I think for many of you, you're taking a look at where either A, you felt emotionally disconnected in your life, or what doesn't feel like it's supporting you anymore. Because the Four of Cups can be where someone is bored, where someone, again, there's just a lack of emotional investment or connection. It can also be where we're kind of feeling like we're the outsider looking in, where everybody else is celebrating together, everybody else is part of a family, and you're the one sitting outside. And with the world and the Seven of Wands, or Seven of Swords. I'm sorry, the World and the Six of Swords. There's a sense here of finally closing the chapter on a major life cycle for yourself and moving on. There's a sense of really making the choice, though, to move on. The Two of Wands asks us to make a choice. Either A, to go in a new direction, or B, to change how we act in our life so that our life changes, so the trajectory of our life changes. We don't always sometimes have to pick a whole different path. And I think with the Bear card, that message came through. It's about evaluating the path you're on and looking at, you may feel called to change something or to choose something differently, but it doesn't really mean that you have to leave your current path, leave your current trajectory. Or is it simply that you choose to act differently, to think differently? That maybe in the past, if someone approached you in a specific way, you would not open your heart to them, and so you would miss out on an opportunity for an intimate connection with someone. And suddenly you're like, you know what? I'm choosing to no longer be that way. I'm going to choose to move down the same path, but with an open heart. And suddenly in doing that, that closes the past cycle of where you kind of remain stuck for some period of time, where maybe you weren't able to open your heart, where you weren't meeting the right people, or you weren't making those intimate connections, and that might have made you feel like you were on the outside looking in. But this could also be where suddenly you realize where there's an aspect of your life that is no longer satisfying. There's an aspect of your life that you're bored with, be it your job, be it just your life experience. And there's a sense of saying, okay, I'm choosing a new way. I'm choosing to bring fun into my life. I'm choosing to focus on perhaps home and family, or building a foundation around what I'm passionate about. For many of you, this is just about getting back into building more passion and more fun and play into your life. So with the Four of Wands, Temperance. There's a sense here of moderation, bringing more fun and play into your life and really balancing that. It's almost like maybe you have been too focused on work up to this point, or you're really focused on some other outside area of your life, and now it's saying to balance passion and play, kind of bring that into the mix, to temper it into a new life experience. And there's that Three of Cups. There's the celebration, there's community, there's support and your tribe. So there's a beautiful decision here at the beginning of the year to choose community, to choose to bring more play and passion into your life. And in doing so, it's closing out a cycle of feeling stuck, where most likely you felt like you did not have the support, that you were on the outside looking in, or where there was just a lack of emotional connection to your life experience. Okay, so let's see what's going on with this Five of Cups. What is the pain of the past? Oops. Okay, so we have, I love it, the Ace of Cups, a fresh start. And then here it is, Nine of Swords and Ace of Coins. So here's the Ace of Pentacles again. And many of you are afraid about this. What's interesting is that there's a lot of anxiety and worry over this new opportunity. Now, the Ace of Pentacles can represent a bazillion different things in your life. It can be a move to a new location, and that's your tangible fresh start. It could be the gift of some seed money in your life, and you're realizing, oh my gosh, I can start that business I've always wanted, or I can go on a trip that I've yearned to go on. It can be, a chance to start going to higher education. It could be a new person coming into your life that's going to herald the start of something new. But there's a sense here of the Ace of Cups, it comes through love. Ace of Cups is the potential for the start of new love for those of you who are single looking for love. And this can be with the Five of Cups, with the Ace of Cups. This could definitely be mourning a past relationship, but this is saying there is fresh energy coming in. Now, this could be literally, for some of you who are in a relationship and not ready to end it, this could be a renewal of that relationship, because the Ace of Cups does speak to a soul renewal. a spiritual renewal. This is reconnection to the self through the energy of love, but also reconnection to another through the energy of love and a fresh start. Now, this could also just be where maybe you are finally releasing the pain of the past and you are getting ready to open your heart again to new love. And yet herein, I think many of you understand that this new love is what is bringing in this new opportunity for a fresh start. And yet there's a lot of worry there with the Nine of Swords. There's a lot of overthinking and a lot of wondering, this could be, should I take this new start? Should I choose this new path? Should I choose to open my heart again? And I think for those of you who are brave enough to do that, because this is a year of courage for all of us, a year that's going to really ask us to find our own unique strength, the inner warrior, that if you do, there's going to be rewards that come in for you. So we have the Three of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. For some of you, could actually be drawing towards you a Piscean person, someone who is a Pisces. But you could also be, I love Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups is the individual who is the hopeful romantic. This is the person who wants to go on the romantic quest. They're ready to share what's in their cup. It's almost like being given the cup and you're ready to go out there with an optimistic, open heart to share of yourself. And in return, you're expecting others to do the same. And the Three of Wands is bringing in new opportunities. This can be your ship coming in. There's a sense here of, in going out, taking this gift of love and saying, okay, with faith, I'm going to go out and I'm going to share this. I'm going to go out there and open my heart to meet people. I'm going to go out there to open my heart to my family. I'm going to go out there and open my heart to find the next love of my life. There comes the opportunity. There is the Three of Wands. And we have the Nine of Wands, or the Nine of Cups, and then the Ten of Cups. So the Nine of Cups, yes, the lovers. For many of you, this is around bringing in a partnership, a romantic partnership, but this could also just bring in more love into your life. This could be, I want the love of community. I want the love, the support of close friends. I want to be able to do what I love. Let's see if anything else. I think for many of you, though, that heart's wish is the lovers, the cup to cup, the true intimate relationship with another. And let's see what the Ten of Cups brings here. Now, I have been kind of prefacing this with, because this is a general reading for some of you, I look at this with depending on age, where you are. You might have maybe gone through a portion of this story previously. This might not all unfold for you in 2024, depending on kind of where you are in your cycle. But I don't look at time as linear. I look at kind of time very similar to what the peacock said here, that past, present, and future is all kind of mixed together. And at any point, we might be in a future of someone else, where they're finding their present moment now. We might be living the future for what they're experiencing. There's a sense of that could be coming through. Maybe you've gone through a portion of this and are experiencing another portion of this and are going to continue this story of heart opening in 2024. It could be that this is all brand new and you are literally going to go through this as it shows. But keep in mind, again, kind of keep that open-mindedness as to where this applies for you on your current cycle. Wherever you have chosen to focus on more play, fun, possibly community, and choosing your home and family, for some of you, there's definitely that opportunity to accept the cup of love from the universe for that fresh start. And maybe you've already done so. And maybe this is the year where you choose to finally say, I'm ready. Now with the Ten of Cups, we have the Three of Swords. Yeah, there's the Three of Swords. That's what the person in the Four of Swords card is reflecting on. It's the pain of the past. And so I think for many of you, there's finally a healing of that wounded heart from the past. Yeah. And there's a sense of finally letting that go, that instead of juggling in your day to day the pain of the past with a fresh start, you finally get to lean in to love. You get to choose. Do I choose? When we think of two pentacles like that, there can be this sense of, hold on just a moment, guys. Sorry, guys. Just for a brief second there, I thought this wasn't recording. Okay. So anyways, the juggling, the Two of Pentacles asks us to make that choice. Do we juggle the new start and hold on to the pain of the past, or do we prioritize this new start, release the pain of the past, and accept the Ten of Cups that is ready and willing to come in for you? Beautiful, beautiful energy, Virgo. Whether this is all going to play out this year, which if so, lucky you, or if this is you're halfway through this beautiful story, it leads to the Ten of Cups, which is never a negative thing. When we get to release and heal the pain of the past, to bring in a heart's fulfillment, that is always something to be grateful for and something to look forward to. Okay, so let's see here. What does Virgo need to know as a final card for their reading? What does Virgo need to know as a final card for their reading? Okay, so we have two cards. We have surrender defensiveness and surrender denial. So we have surrender defensiveness. It says defensiveness is a sign of weakness. To communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out. Then offer a clear, non-defensive response. Now that actually really speaks to the energy of this Seven of Wands here, because that is a card of defensiveness. This is a card of somebody defending their decision to act in a specific way. And yet the Queen of Swords is the second half of this. She's someone who shares her story, but she equally, because when we think about it, it's a card that speaks to Libran energy, and Libra is the card, a sign of balance. There's a sense that as much as she shares her story, she opens herself up to hear the story of others, because she understands that her perspective is hers and everyone has a story to tell. So there's a beautiful sense here this year of really, I think, kind of breaking down some walls. That when we surrender that defensiveness, there's a sense too of breaking free, perhaps, from the Eight of Swords. This can be where, again, you're defending a choice of not being able to see how something can happen in your life. You might actually be defending a choice to stay limited in some capacity. And yet if you open yourself up, and maybe if you share more of yourself, you might have other people share their experience, and you might actually have kind of an enlightened moment of realizing, wow, people aren't there to attack my story, or there could be this beautiful chance to kind of open yourself up to a new perspective through someone else's story about your own journey, your own story. Or again, there could be a sense here of simply just standing in your power as well for some of you. And when we stand in our power, we don't need to be defensive. There's a sense of, again, having that faith of the open heart, that we don't have to defend our heart. We don't have to defend what our heart has chosen. We simply have to live from that place and have faith that as we move along down our path, that we are walking in alignment with our Ten of Cups, that in the future there will be that opportunity, as long as we continue to stay emotionally engaged with our life experience through the energy of love. And anyone who kind of tests those boundaries, those are people that will fall away eventually. There's no need to defend the choices you've made in your heart to those who maybe aren't willing to see the future path is waiting for you. And then we also have surrender denial. It says, accept people and situations exactly as they are without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Now, I like this card as well because there's a sense that sometimes we can, sit there and say, well, if this person would only do this. Or there's this card comes in for me a lot when we are trying to, how can I put it? When it says accept people and situations exactly as they are, there's a sense of sometimes we can say, but if they would have only said this, or if I only would have done that. And it's like, well, it didn't happen that way. There could be a sense of sometimes we get stuck with denial. We get stuck in the past of saying it should have gone a different way. I should have done more. They should have done more. This should have happened by this time. And there's a realization of, but it didn't, or they didn't, or I didn't. And so here we are. And there's a sense of when we kind of cut out all of that noise, then you're also cutting out the defensiveness, right? Because there's that sense of just saying, okay, here we are. Here I am, and this is the reality of the situation now, or the reality of the person now, or the reality of the actions chosen and the actions taken. And then there's that beautiful chance to say, okay, well, with things as they are, then what is that decision to make? Not I should have, or you should have, or this should have happened. It's saying this is what is. And so what is the course of action now? So there's this beautiful chance of kind of getting to this place of, I think, really using your gift of discernment, Virgo, just to see your life as it stands and the people in it as they stand, and almost wipe the emotional slate clean from the 5 of Cups around the emotional pain or wounding of the past to say it happened. My mom hurt me when I was younger, or my father was not the best father, and now I'm being faced with becoming a father myself, and I don't want to be that way. There could be a sense of like, I want to choose my home and family, but then there can be that thought that comes in of like, well, what if my father had been more loving? Maybe I would have done this earlier. It's a sense of saying, well, your father's who he is, or your mother is who they are, or your partner is who they are. And yeah, maybe you should have done something a long time ago, or they should have done something a long time ago. But the reality of it is that didn't happen. And so what is the choice now that your heart is making towards the people and the situations and the feeling of love that you want to draw towards you? And this gets to really, these 2 cards get to wipe that slate clean for you to see very clearly what is in your life now, and what your heart, what path is fully showing itself to you this year that is paved by your own heart's intentions. All right, I will leave it there, Virgo. I hope you all have a wonderful year ahead. I also hope you have a wonderful day, depending on when you're watching this. But if you'd like to book your own personal reading to illuminate an area of your life that could use a little more light and clarity, or if you'd like to take a look at what 2024 holds for you uniquely, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will see you all in your next Soul Illumination reading. Bye, Virgo.